Good morning. This is Janet. I hope this thing's working. A bit of a technical crisis this morning. My desktop didn't want to do Facebook Live, so I'm trying this on my phone. So you'll have to forgive me. Okay, so it's Janet here. World Without Wine. So this morning I want to talk about, oh Monica, you're there, jolly good. I just wanted to check it was working, so I know it is because Monica's watching. It's working, thank you. Okay, so we're entering Christmas week, aren't we? I mean, it's probably the most the most difficult week, isn't it, for us people that are trying not to drink. So what I thought I'd do is just throw together 20 quick tips. 20 quick tips to get you through next week. So flick if you're watching and you're trying to summarize, you're going to have to be quick to keep up with me. What else did I want to say before I start? Even if you've been sober for months, I think it's still a really difficult time, isn't it? You get triggered, I mean, even someone like me, 6 years, I'm not exactly triggered, but I'm just hypersensitive and feel a bit grumpy, with all the kind of fuss going on. So, not drinking at Christmas is really, really hard. But try and think about it as when you learn to drive. It seems so complicated, doesn't it? There's so much to remember. And, this is something very new and complicated that you're trying to learn. So just, do your best. And eventually, just like driving, when we jump in our cars, we drive off, it becomes completely automatic. And if you manage to get through your Christmas alcohol-free, you will have picked up some new tools that will become very useful as you face other challenges, as you will do throughout the year. So let me get going with my 20 tips. I'm going to keep glancing at my notes, so do forgive me, it's a lot of things to remember, 20 things. So number one, really important, get your mindset right. Because, this sobriety business, it's all about mindset. If you haven't read Annie Grace's book, The Naked Mind, it's a must. We need to see sobriety not as something a deprivation. We're not coming from a place of deprivation, but it's an opportunity. It's not a problem, it's an opportunity for a better life. So get your mindset right. And instead of thinking of Christmas as a time, in my case it used to be, eating, drinking, watching movies, that's all I would do for a week, and I'd feel completely stunned and exhausted at the end of it. Try and think of it as a time of rest and recuperation. I mean, after the terrible year that we've all had, surely, we need to chill a bit, don't we? We just need to be calm, to be good to ourselves, and take a week to breathe. Number 2, I've got to get quicker, I'll be here all morning with my 20 things. Number 2, decide beforehand. We're still on mindset, really. Decide, I am not going to drink for the entire week. Don't think things like, well, I'll decide when I get there, or I'll see how I feel, because we all know how that's going to end. You need to decide, I am not going to drink this Christmas, full stop. However hard it is, I'm not going to drink. So that's the first 2. Number 3, if you're going to visit your family and they don't know that you've stopped drinking, this dreadful thing, then you probably wise to tell them in advance. You don't want them to go out and buy all your favourite wines, do you? You don't want to have that hassle when you get there. So just give them a call and say, I'm not drinking, I'm on a health kick. You don't have to tell them your life story. You don't have to tell them you had a terrible blackout and you can't remember anything that happened for a weekend. Spare them the gory details. Your mum will only worry about you. Just tell them you're on a health kick, you're doing lots of exercise, you haven't had a drink for a few weeks and you feel amazing and you just want to carry on a bit longer. Just, tell them that in advance. But remember also, COVID has brought so many nightmares into our lives, but there are the odd silver linings. And if you really want to isolate this Christmas, if you live alone or, just with your husband and you've got family pressuring you to visit, use COVID as an excuse. You know, say, I'm worried about this thing. I mean, after all, I don't know if you all saw last night in South Africa, we had a new presentation about the second wave and how it's, you know, a little bit of a different format. And, you know, the news is worrying, so we do still need to be careful. So you've got the perfect excuse, you know. I'm being responsible this year. I'm staying home just till this COVID stuff has passed. And where are we up to? Number 5. Remember, I know where I used to go wrong when I lived in the UK. I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The Christmas lights would go off and the parties would, you know, start. The invitations would be in the diary, and it would start like September, October. So I was in this kind of hyped up phase, you know, ramping up the drinking for months, you know. And let's remember that I'm not quite sure how it is here still. I'm still a bit confused about how you South Africans see Christmas. But in the UK, I remember, it's Christmas Day and it's Boxing Day. I mean, that is 2 days. It's not 3 months. So remember, just 2 days you've got to get through. Number 6. Where's number 6? Put yourself first. I mean, if you've been working really hard, you know, we've got people in our community that do a few weeks and then they fall off, but they get back on, and they've been working really, really hard for months and they're doing really well. Are they going to blow all that just because it's Christmas? I mean, it just makes no sense at all. Because if you go home, you know, big family gathering, and you think, oh, you know, I don't want to be a wet blanket, I better drink with the rest of them. You're going to blow all your hard work, and you're blowing it because you just want to make other people feel more comfortable about their drinking. And you know what? That's not our job to make other people feel comfortable. They must sort themselves out with their drinking. They want to drink, they want to not drink, that's up to them. But for us, we've probably worked out by now we can't drink. So don't drink just to make other people feel more comfortable. And if it's your first sober Christmas, then see it as a challenge. Go into it feeling curious. And don't expect it to be fantastic, because it probably won't be. But don't expect it to be awful, because it might not be. But just, you know, go into it with an open mind. And even if it doesn't seem as much fun as usual, then just think how good you're going to feel afterwards. We have that little trick that we tell people, this little tool, play the movie forward. So play the movie forward to New Year, you know, January the 1st. Are you going to feel exhausted and hungover and depressed? Or are you going to feel refreshed, rejuvenated, and looking forward to the year ahead? And number 8, yeah, talking about afterwards. So we've played the movie forward. After Christmas, you need a treat. You know, if you've managed this, then arrange a treat for yourself. Take yourself off to a spa for a couple of days. Buy some new clothes. Get all the latest quick lit books, or whatever book you like to read. Just spend some money on yourself. And don't do it if you haven't managed to stay sober, because this is a treat. This is a reward. Number 9, a really good tip is to keep the ritual but change the ingredients, because so much of this drinking thing, it's about ritual. You know, when I got home from work, I would open a bottle of wine. It was a ritual, you know, I did it automatically. So keep the ritual but change the ingredients. Instead of stocking up on alcohol, you know, I remember I used to go to the liquor store with my trolley for the Christmas week and get in so much bubbly and lovely stuff. You can do that, but make sure it's alcohol free. And now we've got our friends at Drink Nil. You can do it all online. They've got more than 100 choices of alcohol free drinks. And they've even offered a 10% discount for anyone signing up for our Dry January challenge. So keep the ritual, change the ingredients. Do lots of shopping for drinks, but make sure they're alcohol-free drinks. So that was the prep, really. That's about getting your mindset right before you go into it. So let's now think about during. So you've arrived at wherever you're going for Christmas. There's plenty of family people there. and you're going to get through, let's say, a week. So I would say, let's go back to the tip that I've just talked about. Keep the ritual, but change the ingredients. If you're used to opening bubbly on Christmas morning, I was used to, opening the presents, starting on the drinking, then do it, but just make sure it's alcohol-free bubbly. There's some really nice ones around. Make sure it's ice cold in a champagne glass, and you'll be fine. And finally, not finally, I'm only on to number 11. What am I talking about? I'm all flustered because I had to do this on my phone. I'm not even sure it's working, but yes, I think it is. There's Flick. Hello, Flick. I hope you're trying to get some of these down. Don't worry, I'll send you my notes if you're not. So, number 11, I would say take time for yourself. Even if you're a raving extrovert, and many of us with the drinking issue aren't, we tend to be introverts. But even if you're an extrovert, it's kind of tiring to be interacting with other people all the time, all day long. And family members, they know us, don't they? They know how to press our buttons. So take time for yourself, whether you announce that you're going to take a nap or take a walk or read a book or listen to some podcasts. Listen to our podcasts. They'll keep you motivated, I hope. Here's another one, number 12. I like this one. Be an anthropologist. Think of yourself, David Attenborough. There you are, you're in your family, say there's half a dozen people there and they're all drinking a lot. Well, just observe. You don't have to judge them, and for goodness sake, don't say anything. But there's nothing to stop you observing. And just observe how this drug that's called alcohol changes people. Changes the way they look, it changes the tone of their voice, and it changes their personalities, doesn't it? People get more angry, or people get, maybe more affectionate. I was always a very affectionate drunk. I used to go around hugging everybody, which I suppose it's worse than shouting at them, but it changes personalities. Number 13, journal it. If you like writing, then imagine that you've been commissioned to write a screenplay for a sitcom, A Crazy Family at Christmas. Just, make some notes. You could have fun with that, but just make sure you hide it afterwards. And then another thing to write in your journal, number 14, is note down what you're actually enjoying without alcohol. You might find yourself, for example, having a deeper and richer conversation with a family member than you would have done before. Maybe not everybody in your family drinks, so you can connect better with those that don't drink. Number 15, just try to chill out a bit. Don't worry so much. If you're clutching your alcohol-free drink, feeling very self-conscious, then just try to let it go, because most people don't care what's in your glass. They don't care whether you're drinking or not. As long as they can have what they want to drink, then fine. There might be a bit of pressure on you to start with, but try to laugh it off, try to ignore it. You're on a health kick, you're looking after your body. There's nothing wrong with that. So just, laugh off the comments to start with, and then they'll get bored. And treat yourself. You're doing something really hard here. So if you fancy a second piece of Christmas cake, then have it. Just go for the sugar. You're saving a lot of sugar by not drinking alcohol. Now, the last 4 points are really about kind of contemplation. So if you can maybe take yourself off to bed early one morning, when they're all kind of snoozing in front of TV or something, just sneak away, go to your room and get out that journal and contemplate. And you should reflect back. It's a perfect time of year, isn't it, to reflect back. So the chances are, if you're in this place and watching this, then you've achieved some alcohol-free time in 2020, in spite of the nightmare that we've all been living through. You've managed some alcohol-free time. So, if you've got your tracker with you, then have a look how many days and congratulate yourself. Even if it's just a few sober stretches, you're doing something amazing here. You're doing something that most of the population wouldn't even think about doing. So look back, congratulate yourself, because you've been swimming against the tide, and that's never easy. And while you're at it, try revising your whys. You know, Lucy's awesome Finding Your Why exercise. Just go through that again. And you might well find that you've got some more reasons to add, because as we progress into our sobriety, we discover new things that we enjoy in our lives. And you might well find some more things to add to your list. Why am I doing this? Why do I want to give up drinking? You must always have that front of mind, because otherwise your motivation will wobble and you'll kind of lose it. So number 19, start setting your intentions for 2021. I always remember I used to set a New Year's resolution every year, year after year. I'm going to drink less this year. And of course, looking back now, I realised, I was completely delusional, because my drinking had crossed a line many years ago. I would never be able to drink less. So that's hopeless, I would say, putting a resolution like that. Your resolution needs to be, I don't drink, I'm not drinking. And think of some new hobbies, some new sports, something you can study, just some new activities for 2021, because you've got to start connecting with what gives you a natural high, because the chemical highs are out the window. You're not doing that anymore. So what gives you a natural high? Is it art? Is it cookery? Is it exercise? Get in touch with your body and get those endorphins going naturally. And last but not least, sobriety, as I said at the beginning, it's about your mindset. It's not about willpower. You've made a positive lifestyle choice, and you can look forward to a happy and a healthy future, which is not guaranteed if you're drinking a bottle of wine a night. So just to end this off, so freebies, perhaps there's people watching this who aren't in our community. If you would like our exercise, which is called Finding Your Why, or if you would like a brand new tracker for 2021, or if you would like both, then just email us at worldwithoutwine@gmail.com and I'll send it. And membership, it's a great time to become a World Without Wine member, because straight away you'll get plugged into our members WhatsApp groups. We've got one in the US, one in the UK, one here in South Africa, and our Zoom cafes are operating as usual. We've got one this afternoon, which is going to be Lucy's Christmas quiz, so that is going to be great fun. I think that's going to be like our end of term party. So join now and you can come to that, and we'll be having one next Saturday as well. So you can keep on track, and if your family are giving you a hard time, you just come on the WhatsApp group and we'll all pile in and tell you what you should be doing to cope. So if you want to join up, worldwithoutwine.com, click on membership. It's really affordable to join, especially if you're in the UK or the US. It's £4, $5, $75 a month, nothing. Just think what you spend on alcohol. And last but not least, of course, we've got our annual fundraiser going. So make a small donation to a good cause, and then you get 30 days of online community support. Okay, so that was my Facebook Live that I certainly thought I wasn't going to be able to do about half an hour ago because all the equipment was crashing. So let me see if I don't even know if I can read the comments, but I'm going to try. Oh yes, I can see there's been people watching. Right, so Monica, hi Monica. Alice, yes, that name, Alice Keating, looks definitely familiar. Hello, Alice. Hi, my lovely Lynette. Natasha from Jersey. Marita, I don't think I know Marita. Welcome to our world, Marita. And Emma and Bridget Wren. Hello, Bridget. Lovely to see you. Alice, Irene, hi Irene, I hope you're coming to the Zoom cafe later. And Sandra, hi there Sandra. Becky, I don't think I know Becky, so welcome to our world, Becky. And Jess, hello lovely Jess, we're all, Jess, yeah, this, I'm doing my improv this morning, I really am, you've no idea. Flick, hi Flick, and Di, welcome back from your holiday. So glad you joined our group again. And yeah, as long as you have your glass in your hand, no one cares. Absolutely. We think it's all about us, don't we? And guess what? It's not. Hello, Jean Cowan-Taylor. Haven't met you before. Welcome. Alexander. Hi, Alexander. Oh, this is lovely. We've got some people that don't usually pitch to this. So I must tell you, you new guys, it's not usually this chaotic. I like to think it's a bit more polished, but this morning it's been a bit crazy. Oh, great improv. Thank you, Jess. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Bye.